I am your host, Phenomenal Mindy, and thank you for tuning in and watching me today. Today, we're going to kind of, dive a little deep into something that, is real. Without further ado, let me tell you, today, this topic is about something that's really real and that's been plaguing the community, and that's domestic violence. I know some people probably say, "Oh, I'm tired of hearing it and I'm tired of seeing it." I think it's not talked about enough, and I think it should be talked about for a very long time because a lot of people just not getting it. So we're gonna talk about how this domestic violence thing show up in our hood every day and all around us and things that people like to ignore. But domestic violence is really heavy in our community. Let me say that again. Domestic violence is really heavy in our community. Now I know this topic is just, kind of hit home for some people, and some people you may know somebody and know somebody, or you probably grew up seeing it. You know, some of us even probably lived through it, but nevertheless, this might be the time now to talk about it. But on this episode, it ain't about judgment. We ain't here to judge. It's all about understanding, and it's all about the signs. It's all about breaking the cycle before it breaks us. And I think that it have broke us over throughout the years, and we just not knowing it, and it's just been cool. But before we get started though, before we get started in this conversation now, I want to say, if you or somebody that you know is in danger, here's the number to call for as the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. And I want you to know you're not alone. Pick up the phone and call that number. Now, I'm gonna give you 5 things, and these 5 things, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna give it to you straight, raw, and uncut. It doesn't matter how you may feel about it afterwards, but you'll get over because you'll know that I'm telling the truth. If I'm not telling the truth, you'll be angry for a long time, but then you'll be able to say to yourself, "Was you know, Mindy did tell me the truth. I just couldn't accept it. Wasn't ready to accept the truth that was given to you." So, with that being said, let's dive into the top 5 things. Number one, there's a control and a possessive issue. Means you're constantly checking on your partner's phone, you're looking for the location of the phone or where you are, you checking the social media, you demanding loyalty or obedience as a sign of love or respect. Now, I'm gonna really be honest with you. When it comes down to the location, this kind of give and take depending on how long you've been in a relationship. Because you do want your spouse, your partner, whatever it may be to you, we do want you to be able to say, "Hey, somebody can know where I am at all times," especially if you in Memphis, Chicago, LA, all those different predominant areas that is known for crime. So uh it's those type of things that we kinda okay with. We gonna say they're okay with for now, cause if you just starting off in a relationship, absolutely not. Why I need to give you my location? You don't even know where I live at. So why is that is of importance for you to know my location? That's a red flag to me. And when we identify these signs, I want you to be able to say, "Hey, I can't do that," or "Hey, I'm not comfortable with that," and walk away from whoever it may be. A lot of times it comes from people who are our type. We don't always get with our type and marry our type. You know what I'm saying? Opposite do attract, right? So, the constantly checking of the location and the phone. I'm gonna say the checking of the phone is ridiculous. I think it shouldn't be done on no type of level. If you got to check a phone, then guess what? Guess what that means? That ain't your person. If you got to check a phone, then some type of psychological thing is going on here. Either it's manipulation or you just caught up in a frenzy of something that's said or done. So checking the phone, I don't vibe with that. That's a red flag to me. If you gotta check my phone, and if I gotta sit around you and I gotta have my phone on turned down like this, then there's a problem. Because what are we hiding? You can be single and hide everything you want to hide. Why do you have to be in a relationship with somebody? I don't understand that part. Like why? You could just be single and do you. You know, you don't have to be in a relationship to check goddamn it phones. Let's be real about that. And then Social media. You're always constantly checking in person's social media, trying to see what they got going on, what they life looking like. Oh, what are they turning up? How they turning up when they ain't around me? If you can't trust me while I'm away from you a short period of time, you definitely not gonna trust me when I'm out for weeks with my homegirls or we going on a vacation or whatever I'm doing. It may be business wise too. So whatever I'm doing, if you constantly checking my social media instead of calling my phone, instead of reaching out to me, then yeah, that's a problem for me. That's very problematic. That's a red flag. And it ain't funny and it ain't cute. You know, you think because oh, he checking my location. Oh, he checking my social media. Girl, he must be love. He must love you. Huh? And that what it is. He must got some type of feelings for you. I'm just being real. He must really, really got something for you, you know? Deserves a round of applause because you checking up on me, but this is the manipulation of the mind game. It's the way and how you check up on me is the problematic for me. You know what I'm saying? So, just pay attention to these different signs. Number two, normalizing of aggression. Now I know some of this right here can be something like, oh, this a bad boy. I love a bad boy. I love a bad girl. I love what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? You better not be talking to nobody over there. You better not be on the phone all night. You better not stay out all night. That's the one that gets me and you live by yourself. That's the one that gets to my skin. I mean, how many let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Let me know how you feel. Am I the only person out here now? Somebody says you better not be out late at night and you better be in by a certain hour and you stay by yourself. Let me know in the comment section, how do you feel about that particular one right there? Like, do it triggers you? Do it register? Just let me know how you feel, y'all. And y'all, let me put some chapstick on because I know it look like, boy, I want to make sure, you know what I mean? Everything A1. But anyway, nevertheless, y'all, pay attention to these signs. And these kind of like me growing up in the hood and identify what's really, really going on. I can definitely tell you some hood stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, nevertheless, saying that it's just how I am, or every couple of fights like this, growing up seeing violence used as a conflict or resolution. Now, that's deep. That's deep. I don't like to be in a relationship or talking to someone and you're acknowledging the things that they have going on with themselves and you letting the partner know that it's problematic and then they say, that's just the way I am. That's just the way I am, not on a domestic level, but just the way I am. People sometimes, not all the time, ruin family too because y'all let them get away with, that's just the way I am. Y'all ignore, that's just the way I am. Y'all don't pay attention to, that's just the way I am. You don't pay attention to the pattern of, that's just the way I am. Okay, if you are the way you are, then I am the way I am. So I should be able to speak how I want to speak and not be judged or not be looked at as bringing drama for calling you out for being just the way you is. I'm being real now. I'm being real. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I'm telling you how it goes. These are the things that you need to pay attention to. These are the top 5 things that you need to pay attention to as red flags coming up in the hood, in the community, from our culture, and for anybody. These are the red flags. Can you deal with those red flags? Let's be honest here. Number 3, jealousy and isolation. Cutting a partner off from family or friends, accusing them of cheating with little evidence. First thing first, if you're in a relationship or if you're in a partnership or whatever y'all got going on, friendship or whatever, and they don't want you to be around no family and friends, they want to control you. That even the good people they don't want you to be around for whatever reason. And then when you sit down and talk to them, they don't have a reason. They just don't want you around nobody because they want you to themselves. That's not good. That's not good. They accusing you of cheating or seeing somebody or having a conversation because they not used to certain things. They not used to the real. Let me share this. Let me be transparent with you. Let me be transparent. Okay. So I'm in a dating scene and me and this guy having a conversation within our, just getting to know each other. And he asked me a certain question. He asked me, how do I feel if my spousal partner have somebody that in their past, they exes pass away? How do you feel about that? And I said, you want my honest opinion? And he was like, "Yeah, give me your honest opinion." I said, "Are we not gonna be able to judge because I'm giving the honest opinion?" And then he was like, "Yeah, go ahead, go ahead." So I began to tell him it's not problematic for me because I knew at some point that you probably was dating this person for probably for a long time. And during those different times you gain feelings for a certain person. As you gain feelings for a person, they become your family. I don't care if they're your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, your uncle. No, I don't care. They become your family. Some people say, yeah, you disattach from family and from your spouse family once you separate or whatever. But if they die, that's a different situation. I'm gonna pay my respect. So he couldn't accept that my answer was, I'm cool with that spouse or loved one or whatever y'all had going on. I'm cool with you going to the funeral. I'm cool with that. I'm not in a frenzy where I'm gonna watch you and check you because if I don't know that my position is solidified with you, there's something wrong. I have to know. You can tell me, but I have to know that my position is solidified with you. If it's not solidified, then that's when we got a problem. And then we need to have a conversation. But anyway, that's another topic for the day. So I told him, I said, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Because at some point you love and cared about that person. They dead. Why am I concerned about you going to a funeral? That makes no sense. And that was a red flag for me. And he kind of got offended or whatever, but that was a red flag. The person is not here with us. So why would I be offended or why would I feel some type of way because you decide to go to a funeral and pay your respects to a dead person? I'm not in competition with a dead person, you know? And that was something that he couldn't understand. And I'm cool with that. So I identified that red flag and I said, it's not just that one, but I just moved on because it was more than one. You feel what I'm saying? And some people, if one red flag is enough to you, hey, by all means, hey, walk about. I ain't telling you to stay. Number four, emotional manipulation. Threatening to leave, self harm, or retaliation if the partner doesn't comply. Using money, kids, or secrets to control the other person. This right here, I think I should have put as top tier. This one right here, the emotional manipulation. Now, I know somebody very dear close to me is in, relationship. I'm talking about really close to me. Is in a relationship with somebody that's have already harmed themselves. And I'm asking him, what is the purpose? You know, it's time to cut loose because now it's affecting him, and now you don't have no self-love, no self-respect because this person is harming themselves and you don't want to leave them because you don't quote unquote want to harm them, but then they're not thinking about how they're harming you, putting you in a position where you compliance with what you said that you didn't sign up for. So this self harm is definitely crazy. And I'm gonna do this if you don't do this and do this, baby. If you don't get yourself up out of there, if you don't walk up out of there and say, "Hey, I dodged the bullet," just look past they fine because when you in a relationship with somebody or looking for somebody, the first attraction you're gonna see is gonna be sexual. Just to keep it real. I know some people may be mad at me for saying this, but I'm just gonna keep it real. You that's the first thing. So we already established that. So now I need to feel out what is internal. What is going on in the brain and the mind and the heart and in the soul? What is going on here? I need to know that. So if I'm looking at you always making me laugh and being comical and not looking at the flags, oh, well, he really a nice guy. He really funny. I really like him. He really make me laugh. But, what he got going on internally is funny, you know? And I'm definitely gonna say this. Let me say this. I was looking at a video on TikTok, and this happened to be the most profound thing that was ever said. You in a relationship with someone, and y'all, or you dating stage. Let me say dating stage, and then you happen to, let's say y'all go out to eat. You go out to eat. You pick her up, and the first red flag for a guy. This is the first red flag for a guy. She can't go nowhere unless she smoke. I mean, she can't go up the street unless she got a blunt in her hand. She can't go up the street unless she got a blunt in her mouth. Ooh, I can't go nowhere because my stomach gonna be messed up if I don't smoke. I can't eat my food if I don't smoke first. If that's what she does, now, don't get me wrong. Hear me clearly. If you smoke, by all means, get your mellow on. But if you do that right before you getting ready to leave, and you talking about, oh, I can't go nowhere unless, baby, you should have did that an hour, 30, 40 minutes ago. You should have did that. But if it's right before y'all get ready to leave, that's a red flag. And females, a red flag. He can't go nowhere unless he smoke. Babe, I gotta smoke in the car, babe. I gotta smoke right before I go in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Get my head right. I had this one guy tell me, I can't go into the movie theater. I can't go in there unless I smoke. But then if I smoke, then I'm gonna go to sleep, and I don't want to go to sleep, so I just don't even. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. Get out of my face. Get somewhere. That's a red flag. Okay. And if you sitting up there and you order something wild and crazy, something ghetto, that's a red flag for me. Don't go to no restaurant you ordering burgers and fries. The most you can get away with is chicken strips. And I'm really like, you know what I'm saying? Burgers and fries, don't order that in no restaurant. And don't order chicken strips and fries when you go to a restaurant. That's a red flag because you see what they ordering. You know what I'm saying? You looking at the foolery, but you ignore. Oh, that what they like to eat it now and then. Let's eat some grown up food. Let's eat some fruits and vegetables. Let's eat a meat, fruit and vegetable, and a possibly a dessert. And you can get you a little drink, little mama. You know what I'm saying? But don't be so confined on with being ghetto and being cute. It ain't cute. Like the man said, you know doggone well y'all going out on a date and eating, and this man order a beer. I got a problem with that. If she ordering shots, I got a problem with that. You can't get no wine and be classy. This how the value of women have gone down because of stuff y'all out here doing. People think, oh, if I get her a little beer, a little Lulu, she cool. No, I don't need Lulu today. I need to watch you. So what I need with Lulu for? Quit trying to force that up on me. Oh, you sound like you from the street, like you tough. You know what I'm saying? I just thought you want little Lulu. No, I don't want no Lulu. Mm-mm. It ain't time for Lulu right now. Cause I'm watching you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you need to micro watch people, but I'm saying you need to pay attention. The signs be there, they be clear as day. But we ignoring them because it's comfortable. You making me laugh. And what will make you laugh gonna make you cry. So pay attention to these red flags and these things that's going on out here. They in front of you. Your intuition don't lead you wrong, but you ain't got one because you feeding the hot wings and pizza and rotel all day and meatballs. You ain't focused. Pay attention. You know, look at these emotional manipulation. This is what happened, and they will use you because they giving you a little money. Then they talking crazy. Oh, at least you getting paid for it. Fool, what? That's a red flag for me. I don't need your money. Mm-mm. When you in a relationship with somebody, it's best to feel wanted. If I can't feel wanted by you, your money ain't gonna do nothing. That's not gonna make me fall in love with you. Me in my eyes. And if you find somebody else trying to come up or whatever, then they may like, all right, let me take this little lick right here. He ready to give it up. Take me through there. No, don't take me through there. I won't go through nothing. You hear me? Nothing. All right. So pay attention to those, things. That's really serious with those red flags now. Like, come on, man. I'm just trying to tell you how I go. And some people I notice within our community, some people don't even know how to, as a woman. They just living life and living it through other people. Ain't nobody never told them nothing, and that's okay. That's what the community here for, to tell you. But we need you to pay attention and focus on what's going on. We don't need you to be laughing and thinking it's cute, you know? Number 5, this is the last one, y'all. Hypermasculine and ego, believing that the dominance is equal respect, mocking a shame and vulnerability, soft or weak behavior is what they telling you. You letting him know what he doing is irritating, and now you're soft because we from the hood. You're soft. Women tell, oh, you weak. What you talking about? Oh, you got feelings? If he telling you he's drowning, he's drowning. Nobody want to hear, oh, you weak. Bruh, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. Get out of there. Because women can be domestic too. It's not just for men by itself. It's not just for women. It's for everybody. They could be domestic too in every way. You know, you gotta understand this. These are the top 5 things. Let's run it back. And I should have, as I'm going with this, I should have reordered them, but nevertheless, control and possessiveness is number 1. Number 2, normalizing of aggression. Number 3, jealousy and isolation. Number 4, emotional manipulation. Number 5, hypermasculinity and ego. And I'm gonna say this about this masculinity and ego. I know Beyonce song said, "I like a dude who got a big ego," but uh-uh, mm-mm. I don't like men who talk too much, and I don't like a man who be in the mirror more than I do. I'm gonna just be really, really real. Who the princess here? Your ego so big that you can't apologize. Your ego so big that you can't even see me. I'm needing my partner right now. I don't need all that tough and necessary roughness. When I'm in my vulnerability stage, I need that masculinity. I need that man to show up. I don't need you saying, shit, man, I done been through this already. What they got to do with me? I'm a different person. I pay attention. I had this one guy that was called himself saying, "Oh, he like me and this and this and that," and it was a red flag for me. And he was saying, "Oh, well, let's go on a date. We go on a date." And he was like, "Oh, I'm really serious about you." The date was in a park, around people. And he was like, "Oh, I'm really serious about you," and "Oh, I want to talk to you in every way. You're beautiful to me," and this, that, and the third. And when I'm on a date, and this is our first day after you getting my number, I have some order that I go by. If I'm on that date with you, if I begin to see, I'm looking at you from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? You can call this the scanning stage if this what you want to do. I'm looking at you from top to bottom, and I'm watching and listening everything that comes out of your mouth. Because first of all, I need to know you a man of words. I need to know that first. If you open up your mouth and you tell me, oh yeah, yeah, what's going on, shot? You know what I'm saying? You thick, you know what I'm saying? I like what I see, you know what I'm saying? You beautiful to me, you know what I'm saying? Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Them words there ain't wording. For them little chickens and bears and ducks back there they is. And then after your words, then I'm looking at how you would handle me. First of all, did you greet me when you first came up on me, or did you put your arms around me side by side like I'm your homie? You know what I'm saying? This type of stuff you look for. And then second thing, do you open the door or you just look at me? and try to figure out what am I gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I don't got time for that. If you say you want to take me out on a date, you ain't booking a date, then I don't got time for that. Cause where's your plan? I need a man with a plan. Where we going? Can we agree on this certain place? You say, hey baby, we're going such 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 such. And if I feel that you're led by something, I can feel the energy, and I'm gonna be like, okay, well shit, I trust his judgment. But if you one of those ones I ain't trusting your judgment, no. Mm-mm. But that's another topic for another day. But today it's just about the hood red flags in domestic violence. Don't sit there and be a doormat. If something is unease with you and unpleasant with you, speak on it. And if you speak on it, then you have the hyper masculinity ego comes in. It's time for you to roll. Don't fall in love with a potential. Potential ain't nothing but a game that's being played in practice mode. I need you to get that controller from him. Pass it to the next player. Open up that waiting list. Somebody that been waiting to talk to you, but you've been in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And they found you. You know. So, this is the end of the podcast. If you want your story to be heard in any way possible without being known, or you have some things that you want to say, you can call me on my podcast number 501-5456, or you can email me at phenomenal reflections, and that's 2024 at gmail.com. I am phenomenal, Mindy. This has been an amazing topic to talk about. And with nevertheless, thank you for watching. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and all those different platforms that's linked to this account. I love you, and I will always continue to be the voice for the community. With nothing else be said, see you on the next podcast of the Domestic Friday. Bye for now.